So my name is José Neves. I'm an assistant researcher at the Institute for Research and Innovation in Health at the University of Porto in Portugal. My work has been mainly focused on mucosal drug delivery, particularly to the vaginal mucosa. And we have developed several solutions over the years by using nanotechnology-based systems, mostly with one specific objective: to develop microbicides, which are intending to provide topical pre-exposure to prevent HIV transmission in women. So that's been the main focus of our work. We have also developed other types of nanotechnology-based systems for drug delivery for other routes, namely the rectal route, the oral route, among others. So I would say this sums up a little bit what we have done over the years. We have been working in the field of nanotechnology for mucosal drug delivery for over 10, 15 years. So we have accumulated a lot of experiments there. I think that researchers should focus on translation from early on, even when they are devising a particular strategy or trying to find a particular problem to solve. And the two advices that I would give is to keep it simple. I see that a lot of people, for different reasons today, they try to get too fancy in their particularly in their systems for drug delivery, and that's going to be a trouble for translation afterwards. And the other advice that I would give is to try to understand if you're really solving a problem or not. I see that a lot of people, they do not try to understand if what they are trying to solve is a real problem. I mean, in clinical practice in particular. And I think that sometimes there are very good solutions, but the problem isn't really there. So that's going to be a trouble to convince developers and the industry that you will, that's something that you will want to translate into the clinics. I think that one of the things that should worry a lot and should take a lot of time to people that are working in dermal and transdermal and transmucosal drug delivery is the question of the barriers. So we need to think much more on the barriers that are really there for drug delivery in particular, and think about them in tandem. And that's one of the main focus of our work is to understand what the barriers are, how they work, and how we can tackle them. And in particular, in our case, we have been focused a lot in mucus. So mucus is still regarded as like a minor barrier in most cases, and I see a lot of people that don't really take into account when they are considering transmucosal drug delivery. So I think that we really should focus on the basics, and the basics are the barrier effects that these sites have for the transport of drugs and drug delivery systems. I think that there are a lot of people that I admire, but they are not probably very much different from what others would answer. There are those huge names, particularly in Europe, in Japan and in the US, that I admire a lot. For instance, I could just name a few. Like in Europe, I truly admire the work of Patrick Couvreur, Klaus Michael Lair. So these are probably two of the best references I have in Europe. In the US, of course, you have Bob Langer, which is a monster of this field. I'm also particularly a huge fan of Justin Hens at the Johns Hopkins University, particularly because he developed this amazing technology of mucus diffusive nanoparticles that have actually been a cornerstone of our own work. And you really challenge that view of mucoadhesion as beneficial for transmucosal drug delivery. And we ourselves have been changing our gears towards mucus diffusive systems, which is something that comes from the thought, the work, and the research done by Justin Haynes. I would say choose well where you want to work and who you want to work with. Sometimes that's not an easy task, because most of the people would like to work on top labs and with top supervisors, with top scientists, but you really have to find where you best fit in, and that's not really easy to do. Even to this day, I struggle to understand, even for me and for my students, for people that come and seek that advice. It's not easy. You have to find it by just exploring what's out there. But it's really important to be in somewhere where you feel comfortable and you get the amount of advice that you really need to proceed with your career.